Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Welcome back to the Misunderstood Show. Today we have Micah Teeter on. He's with Fit Move Go, and he's going to talk to us today about some new, I guess y'all have had some new things, changes with the AO scan. Y'all have had some, I guess, kind of breakthroughs. I did talk to a neurologist recently who started using the AO scan, so apparently it's legit, right?
Just to start off with, they just changed everything into like a university, and the head dean of the university is a neural brain surgeon. And she says most people don't need a hole in their head. She still does surgery, she still likes it, but like she's like, there's so many things we can do, and it's what's so cool about frequency and the way this stuff works is we can actually get imprints and see it snapshot of time, what's going on with something like through the body, but how it relates to an organ and to different parts of the body. And what we need to do to readjust like food and nutrition and things like that to get suggestions for that. We can't diagnose, we can't do that, but it's like snapshot in time. So good. Not only that, but like the frequency can be altered. So if you're high in one level of your body at the frequency, you can move it to an area that's low and you can actually balance that stuff out and feel a lot better immediately. It's so freaking cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. Yeah, I've done the AO scans. I've listened to the frequency. I've worn the colored glasses, and my son did it. It did help him. We did see improvement with him. And so like anybody who's interested in doing it, I would highly recommend it. Call Micah. My son had a head injury. Anybody who listens to the show regularly knows that this last year he went through a lot, and Micah was part of his recovery process. And we actually were going to physical therapy and doing all these other things. And I was just telling the doctors, like, I would share those scans with them. They're like, what is this? They had no idea what I was talking about. They thought it was some kind of woo-woo stuff. And I'm like, no, this is science.
Yeah, it's changing.
And you need to get on board.
Right.
Because you're going to lose your job if you don't.
Go that far, but they do good things too. We just figure out how to amend the two.
But why would you go to a doctor who isn't going to keep up with technology or be able to fix you without drilling a hole in your brain? Or putting radiation in you by taking all kinds of x-rays and MRI scans and CT scans, which puts a lot of radiation in you.
Fair enough.
People don't even realize how much radiation you actually end up having. That's why they make you wear that vest, or if you're pregnant. Why would they take those precautions if you don't have, if there's no risk? Why do they have to ask you to take off all the metal in your body? So we got to wake up and use our common sense. I wouldn't go to a doctor. I won't go to a doctor hardly anymore unless they're functioning medicine. I still want them to be an MD because I do think that's important to have that education. But I also feel like it's moving. It's changing.
The university that they just created literally, I think, can get you there. So people that want to go that far into school will think they can do all those things. They're still putting out the syllabus and doing it all right now. But it's all already set up and accredited through medical.
What is the university called?
Well, it's Solix is the company.
Okay.
They just announced it when I was there this weekend, so I didn't collect all the details and data.
Wow.
But that's absolutely amazing. They also released a whole bunch of really cool things. One of the item that I like the most is the rain. You can even go over to see my friends Stacy and Roger over at Monarch Wellness and just try it out over there. They have all the cool stuff from the company as well.
What is the rain?
The rain, it literally
rain, like RAIN.
That's what it's called, but it literally does massive amounts of negative ions. So when you go to the beaches, I think it's 10, 20,000 negative ions. If you feel good, it balances your body, does good. This is 1 million or 2 million. So it just
Can you have too much?
Oh no, not in these circumstances, no. And they have Rife tubes. They have the Rife plasma tubes in their facility. So you're inside all that. So if you have cells that are damaged, it just eradicates them. So only your healthy cells stay alive.
What's a Rife tube?
A Rife tube? Well, it's frequency based, and the Rife actually goes through all frequencies. So the way it was explained to me was if you have like Monsanto, which we all know is bad as far as like the herbicide.
The thing is people don't know.
Yeah. Well, they need to figure it out fast.
I know.
Right. So,
but most people just don't have any clue about any of this stuff.
Weeds find a way to keep growing anyways.
Right.
So when you do that, they become, because they go outside of the frequency, they find a way outside of that. Like, so like,
yeah, weeds are very like tenacious.
Right.
They don't stop. We own a landscape business. So you're comparing that? Absolutely 100%. I don't like Roundup. I don't want my son using Roundup. We use a high acidic vinegar to kill all the weeds. And it does. You have all those cracks in your driveway. You spray them, they're dead. And they don't come back for a while. But it's just like anything else. Well, why would you use a chemical when you can use something that's natural? It's not going to damage you or other, beings or, living organisms in the ground. We have such an imbalance of organisms in our earth now because of all the chemicals, right?
Yeah.
And so people are like, I think they're becoming obviously more aware because of the whole RFK movement. There's a lot more stuff on social media. We have the whole Roundup class action lawsuit, which is crazy to me. They're still using Roundup.
I mean, I had a beautiful dog that was a whippet that used to run along the side of the golf course, and it got cancer from the golf course. Like would roll in the grass on its back and lick itself. I never realized that, and it died really early. Had like spleen and liver cancer, I guess. It was like hot mess. It was bad.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean,
something else that they put like in playgrounds is they use ground up tires, and they use it to put in the fake grass or whatnot. Yeah. What's it called? I should know this. I work in landscaping.
Like a mulch?
No, like the fake grass, like the plastic grass that they put down.
Oh, that stuff was horrible too.
That was terrible. But they grind.
It off gases a lot. Yeah.
They use grind, and like Discount Tire, like recycles their tires for playgrounds and stuff, and it's highly toxic. And I know this for a fact because the average lifespan at Discount Tire is not very high. If you stay working there and become a manager and work your way all the way up, by the time they retire, they're dead. They have cancer. It's very common, actually. It's an issue that nobody talks about, and I know this because I was married to somebody for 13 years who worked there for 14 years. And it's a problem. When he came home, we took my son to the doctor, Jaron, when he was a baby. And, they do blood tests and all that stuff to check everything, his checkup. He had really high doses of mercury. And it was from his dad holding him when he got home from work. Because he had all this stuff from the tires on him. It was poisoning our child.
That's how that stuff works.
Imagine what it's doing to him.
I mean, the frequency stuff picks all that stuff up. Like, it's so wild. Like, you get a bug bite and it changes. As I'm in the second part of the university, not the actual university, but it's like, it's the stuff that you can pay for and do online before the actual big university comes out. And it explains these things. It explains like how the frequency works and how like a protein molecule and how it is left and right side and how it changes the frequency. When they start explaining it, you're like, oh my gosh, this makes sense because it sounds super woo-woo. Like, matter of fact, the people that are explaining it,
I'm so
they
woo-woo,
say that.
I guess.
Well, they say that he was like, people brought this stuff to him and he just absolutely was like, thought it was batshit crazy. He's like, no way, I'm not dealing with this stuff.
I love that.
And then whenever things kept showing up on all their other stuff, like other imaging and other things, and it just kept supporting it, he's like, eventually he's like, I can't keep running from this. There's too much support.
Correct.
And now he's teaching it.
So when I'm going to say Jaron was probably a toddler. I just happened to come across something on the internet, I think it was on MySpace still. I think I was still on I don't think Facebook, maybe it was on Facebook. It was one of those. It was during the transition, I miss MySpace. I just loved MySpace because you could like decorate your main page with all kinds of art and music, and it was more artistic. Facebook is so drab to me. It's just bleh. Instagram's a little bit better. It's more artistic. You can make it, but same. So MySpace, how old are you? Or you don't have to say. No, you're younger than me though, so you probably weren't.
Sure, I don't think so.
No, maybe definitely we are not. Like the same age, right? I think we are like the same age, but you weren't on MySpace.
I mean, I knew it was out there. I never used it.
So I used it because I had friends on it and I was reconnecting with like high school friends and we just thought it was so cool. And then I started posting my photography on there because I love art photography and I was always doing like art projects and painting and making wall art and all this crazy stuff. And I thought, how cool would it be to share it with my friends? Back then I had, 30 people on there. It was literally just my friends. It was cool. And we would comment and when you went to your page, I had like glittery signs that would flash. One of them said, I had one that said Pooper, which my nickname growing up was Pooper, not for any reason other than my last name was Cooper and it rhymed. It was Karen Cooper, the Pooper Scooper. I found out years later my dad was called the same thing, which how random, He was like, yeah, it was Chris Cooper, the Pooper Scooper. And I was like, what? How did we not know this whole time? I never told anybody because I didn't want anybody to know because I was afraid they'd say it, right? So I just wouldn't say anything. But as I got older, my friends would see me after high school. Oh my God, Pooper. So it just stuck like Pooper. I'd be running in a track meet. They'd be like, Pooper, Pooper. Ridiculous. Okay. But not because I pooped my pants or I was a Pooper Scooper or anything crazy like that. I was just a nickname, right? But I had that and KFC. I had KFC. This guy friend of mine, he actually passed away from leukemia. I was so sad. He made me a little sign that said KFC and it was like flashing and it had like glitter and it was my favorite colors and all this stuff. And it was purple and green. I loved purple and green growing up. And I had it on my page, like the front page, because he made it for me. And at the time he was going through all this chemo or whatever they do for leukemia. Anyway, KFC comes from a guy I was dating was treating me really bad. And I was talking to his friend telling him, and he was like, doesn't he know who you are? You're Karen freaking Cooper. And so it just started the KFC. And then he posted on my MySpace and then everybody was like, oh my God, KFC. And then it just stuck forever.
That's cool though. That one's fun.
It's way more fun than the other one. So I really ran with that one. Somebody made me one time this picture. When it first came out where you could like superimpose somebody's face on like another picture on, what's it called? Not Lightroom, Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah. I love Photoshop.
It was like when Photoshop, which is like first came about, and he put my face on a picture of these Asian people eating KFC. It was like a bunch of Asian people at a table and me. They're all eating KFC. And it said like KFC is so good or something. Anyway, that was on my page. So it was cool. And you could put music. So when people went to your page, it would start playing your music. And you could change your song.
Oh, yeah. So like I go to your place and play my music. So you can compare things like that.
It was just really neat.
Very interactive.
Yes. It was more artistic. And so I would post all this stuff. That's how I became a photographer. Is people saw my pictures and they're like, you should come do photos. And next thing I knew was taking pictures and leaving my insurance job and staying home with my son. And I'm so grateful for the internet because I don't know if I had been able to stay home with my kids otherwise. But anyway, we got way off subject. Yeah. During that time, somebody posted something about frequency scans. So it's been around for a long time.
It just keeps getting more and more and more effective. That's just crazy.
So it was like a video where they took two people and they put them in this, like, it was back then, I guess the frequency scan was like a huge machine. Mm-hmm. And they would put them in this thing. It was like, had screens. And it was almost like those machines that they use to detect, like, when they can see, like, the military can see, like, heat, I guess. And it has, like, the different colors.
Thermal imaging, too, with Solex.
Thermal imaging. Yeah. Thank you. So it looked kind of like that, but it was frequency or something. And they could see when they would put somebody in there, they would have these different like colors, just like you have different colors. You have blue, yellow, green.
There's temperature differentials, yeah.
But this wasn't temperature. This wasn't thermal. This was a frequency something. Oh, okay.
They match though. They do coordinate.
Yes, they do.
So that's why we use that. So like if you see something on one system, like we use multiple systems. If you see it in one system and it matches with other ones,
these people would be like, they would have like an orange, like the center would be kind of orange, and then it would have like different colors around it. And then they would put a person in there, and it would change color to like red. Was the person they didn't like. It would change to red. Mm-hmm. Then they would take that person out and put somebody else in there that they love, and it would turn like purple or blue.
Yeah.
And it was crazy to me. I was like, what? And then I went down the rabbit hole and found that they did it to somebody who was dying and watched all of it go through you could watch it on this video where I'm like, I never could find these videos ever again. Like, I'm sure they tore it down, the people, the conspiracy theorists, how they say they, which means the government or whoever you want to think it is. But I think they took it off the internet, just like they took off the human experiment in the show that Sean Penn did. Anyway, you watch the frequency in these people's body leave from their fingertips and their feet, from the very tips, all the way from their head, everything just kind of going into a ball. And then it just like goes up and drifts away. And they don't know where it goes as they die. It was insane to me. That's when I was like, there is definitely, I'm a Christian, but I also believe in science. I'm a little woo-woo, I guess, just because of these experiences.
I mean, it's not far, it's so on
There's
track though.
Auras. People that see auras.
No, that's real.
I'm like, this is
Very
real, people. We're just.
You can measure it. You can measure it with equipment. I mean,
that's my point. It's scientifically proven. And people think you're just some crazy human, but I'm like, this is real. Like, you just need to be, we're so detached.
It took me a journey to get to where I'm at. I mean, I used to think that
you told me,
yeah,
you thought your mom was like completely nuts.
Yeah. I mean, I always wanted to have sugar and stuff like a normal kid back then. She was so healthy. And now it's like, man, it's the way to be. She was like way ahead of her time. Now it's like the coolest thing on earth. Right. But it was tough when you were little,
Jared.
But like, I thought like even Chinese herbal food and medicines and all that stuff was like witchcraft. I thought, because the dragons and all
My
the things.
mother is into that Chinese stuff. So she has these Chinese ointments that you put for like sore muscles. That stuff works so good.
Dr. John Theo, I think is how you say his name, from Touch for Health, who changed me. I think we might have talked about that last time too, but
Possibly.
He's what really changed my whole perspective of all that. My mom was trying to get me to study that with a gentleman who's kind of famous in this area. The Touch of Health stuff. And they had all these posters and all these things from the 70s. And I was doing the NKT and other stuff. And I was like, I don't have time for this. They were stressing me out, trying to teach it to me. And then like when you're doing muscle testing, you want to stay very parasympathetic, right? If you're sympathetic, it's really hard to do high level tests because your energy blocks with the other person's energy if they're high, like sympathetic, right? And one of my friends who's really good at neurokinetic therapy was like, man, if you got this book from Touch for Health, it'll teach you how to manage your own body so you can stay more parasympathetic and do a better job testing. So I got the book, started reading it, told my mom about it. She's like, that's what Henry and I were trying to teach you. Like, that's what we were trying to teach. She's like, no, Mom, it's not. She's like, whose name's on the book? I said the name. She's like, you just have a new book. It's the same stuff. I was like, oh. So I should have listened to my mom earlier. Like even early on, actually at convention for Solex, the lady who's the brain neurosurgeon, that literally does brain surgery, she still loves it. She still does it, but she says not everybody needs a hole in their head. I can't say that enough, but it's just like her family's not really into it. She said that publicly.
I say that phrase, but I'm like, oh, I need that. Like I need a hole in my head.
Well, so yeah, nobody really needs it, right? So,
no, I don't want any holes in my head. Thank you.
Well, she said that there are some cases where it's appropriate,
Yeah.
but you try to avoid that, right? Well, her son was just like me when I was little. He didn't like it. He was there with her. He was just like, I even asked him, I was like, what do you not like about it? I try to ask questions. I just at least try to tell him, hey, I wish I would have done the stuff my mom was doing when I was little. I wish I would have got on board when I was your age.
We all
And I
say
didn't.
things like that. Most
Well,
of
at
us
least I
say
planted
that.
the seed, so,
She planted the seed.
Well, I told him.
You might not have been open-minded enough, or you might not have been able to see it without all that background, right?
True.
All those seeds. And that's the point, right? Is what we do with our kids at a young age. They're not going to listen to us. They don't listen to us.
But it can happen.
But later
I've seen it
on,
happen.
those seeds are there. So they have the ability to see what other people may not be able to see because they don't have those seeds.
Yeah, I know about 5 people that are naturally parasympathetic. And it was how they were raised. Their grandparents were involved. They did mind games. There was not money stress in the family. Like they were just taught different. One of them some of them were professional athletes that I know, very few people, but like literally like 5 is all I can think of off the top of my head. One of them was a son of a doctor of PT. And she knew all this stuff. She was doing the breath work. She was doing all the things. So like if we have a husband, like, that's what I want a wife to do this stuff with. And like if you actually raise kids with
Oh,
this
by the way, guys,
understanding-
I know I talk about this a lot. He is an eligible bachelor.
Yeah.
And so is Dick. Most eligible bachelor in Montgomery County over here.
Yeah.
Every show I say.
Yeah, we gotta find some women, some really good ones.
I know y'all need to hang out.
Well, I'm like, unless it's the right one, I'm not doing it. So I just ended up being single because
I think he's the same. He's a very successful, independent. He's a great family. He comes from a good background. He's got a awesome thing going on here. He's got his little bowling thing. If you like bowling.
No better place to find one than a talk show, right?
Right?
I keep thinking that somebody's going to know somebody, right? Like I speak up and I vocalize it because I've tried doing dating things years ago. I'm like not going to do it. Like I'm just not going to go do all that stuff. I want to find somebody that's already doing the health and wellness, doing the same things,
You got to
the
be
same direction.
You have to be yoked the same.
Yeah, and Dick as well, right?
Yeah, he's got to find someone who's yoked like him.
I'll take what I can get.
What? If that was true, you wouldn't be. You
Don't
would not be
settle
single.
again. He settled before. He's been married before, and so you know, he learned. I hope. I'm pretty sure he seems like a cool guy. I met him before he got divorced, and he's a cool guy. And then I saw him at the grocery store after his divorce. It was actually the day of your divorce. You were buying beer.
Yeah.
It was like the second or third time I ever met you. I randomly ran into him, and he looked terrible. No offense, but he just looked.
Emotions are everything.
God, he was such a he was like a stray dog with his head down.
Emotions are
with
everything.
his beer. And I'm like, how you doing? And then I saw him again. It was probably 6 months or a year later. It was quite a while, probably at least 6 months. And there he is. I mean, he was doing better, and then you could just see the progress. And now he's just like living life and having a good time and spending time with his family. And
It's beautiful.
now his frequency is probably a lot better.
Up, there's usually a down. We just try to stay on the high side.
He's a great guy, and anybody who wants to date, I have a couple of options here, but we gotta have people that are, on the same level. You gotta fix yourself first before you try to get with other people. I say that is so hypocritical of me because I started dating Casey when I was not ready at all. I'm like, why?
You two are so beautiful together, though.
Why?
Oh my God.
I was like, why do you want to be with me? I'm a hot mess. And he's like, yeah, but I see your heart.
He does go with you. You do go with him. So there's that.
And he is amazing. I know people always say they're like, y'all are just so like, but we're both INFJs. We have very similar views on almost everything.
I forgot my Enneagram. I might have it saved in my phone.
Yeah, but the INFJ, I guess I remember it because it's so rare. When he told me, I never remembered, but he told me, have you ever taken that? We were talking about the Myers-Briggs, and he was like, have you ever taken that test? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm an INFJ. I was like, there's no way. Is this guy a stalker? Because I'd never met anybody that was an INFJ, and it's literally the rarest form on the planet of personality, which explains a lot because I'm a weirdo probably to most people.
No,
So-
I think everybody loves you.
Yeah, but
The weird part actually adds a lot to the character. So
I'm just
there's that.
different, like I think I'm a lot different than most people, and I think that kind of weirds people out, or they're a little scared of it because I'm just not like the rest of the people.
Well, I think a lot of people might like it and are attracted because they're tired of conformity.
Those are the people that
breaking
like
out of
me.
the box.
But the people
so then
who
they're like they got out of the box. How do they do that?
I was never in the box.
All right, so
I've always been outside the box, and so the people that are in the box and like to be in the box, we just
there's some that admit to liking that. I have
Yeah.
some clients and friends of myself.
Oh.
They're like, I like the structure. I like all the things. I like being in my little box, showing up to work. I'll call some of them and like, I'm working. It's like, how's that going? Like, I'm doing good. I like my work. Okay, you're crazy. Actually, liking your work is good. Don't get me wrong.
I like my work. I get to
Yeah.
work with people. I have a very flexible schedule, and I get a lot of gratitude out of helping people, and I get to help people for my job.
I would say the same big time. I love mine as well, but I don't love anybody else's that are doing their normal 9 to 5s. So I look at them like they're in that box and they're in trouble. And it's like, how would you live like that? Like if you have no time for your family, friends, you're not doing what you really, really like. You're just working for somebody else and giving away your time.
I feel like I work for myself though, kind of in a way, because I do kind of work my own. I set my own schedule. I want to work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. No, I like to work like 9 to 4. But I usually work like 7 to 5 because my phone never stops, But I really like to be home by 4 o'clock if I can, because I do start so early. I mean, I have meetings at 7 o'clock in the morning. So by 4 o'clock, I'm like, oh, and my kids get home and my husband comes home and I want to be there when they get there. When everybody's gone, I'll be gone too working.
I want to do a TV show on the beach about health and wellness and have all the families want to come visit us and make a part of the show. That way we're just living on making it a show.
Do it.
That's what I need to do.
Do it. You can talk to Terry.
Yeah.
Figure out how to do it. That man knows how.
He is
can
good
get
at making stuff
anything
happen.
done.
This is true.
He is such an inspiration.
He does. He
And
makes
he
stuff
just-
happen.
He carries himself. He's like Jesus. He's so calm. He just speaks so well. He doesn't interrupt anybody. He lets everybody talk. Even if you interrupt him, he's like, it's okay. Just finish what you were saying. He's just so like,
Even kill.
you feel so like just calm around him. Like you feel like everything's going to be okay because Terry's here. He's going to take care of it. He's just, the way he moves through a room, you know, it's like he's floating. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He just moves so slow and gracefully. Like, how did he get there?
I don't think it's always been that way all the time.
No, he's been through
Mm-hmm.
bad time. If you actually watch the movie, which I've seen twice now, which is the second time I watched it was way better than the first time. I don't know why.
I'm signing up for the next one here in Montgomery County.
October 25th
Right.
in the Woodlands.
Yep.
Better sign up, guys. Those
It's
tickets sell
fast.
fast.
I know.
I'm trying to figure out. I had something planned that day before he told me when it was. And he's like, you going to come do the pictures? And I was like, what? Crap. Now I got to change my schedule. It's the weekend before Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
That's when all the
I don't
Halloween.
celebrate Halloween, so that makes it easy for me.
I don't celebrate Halloween. I don't even like the holiday, but I love dressing up and I love costume parties. I actually like to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. I grew up around that. And so I feel like it's also more important. And my brother passed away on Dia de los Muertos. So for me, I love to do like the whole put the pictures of my loved ones and put the candles and pray for them. And it's not even like
energy is everything. Prayer is energy. That's what it is.
Yeah, and it's
so wild. You can measure that too.
I just think that I like to take Halloween and turn it into something good. I don't like a lot of things that it comes with Halloween. I feel like a lot of bad things happen on Halloween. A lot of people get in car wrecks. People drink. People drive. It just seems like a lot of bad stuff happens on Halloween. People do like bad stuff on Halloween, like poison kids. And I don't know. It just feels like an evil time of the year for me. So I'm trying to like make it
counter it.
Like, yes. So we dress up and we wear, last year was our first year. We're going to do it every year from now on. We're just like, this is it. We had a party at my office called Halloweeny and nobody showed up because it was stupid. Sorry guys, but it was really dumb. And it was like on a Wednesday at like lunchtime. I knew nobody was going to come, but my office wanted to do it. So I did it. And we had to dress up for it. And me and Casey came and cooked the hot dogs. He took off work and we wore matching hot dog salespeople costumes, which is super simple. You put on the hat, the apron, bam, done, right? I wore like jeans, tennis shoes, and a white button-up shirt. I was ready to get a shirt. It's actually exactly like what I'm wearing right now, except I was wearing a hot dog hat and apron, the red and white striped, and the little taco hat. I have pictures. It's very cute. I made it look cute. And his says Big Daddy on his apron. Anyway, we had all these hot dogs left over. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take them and hand them out to the kids. And then another girl in my office took the other half and handed them out in her neighborhood. And then I bought some extras just to make sure. And we ran out. We ran out of water too. And my candy bowl was completely full. Nobody ever took candy the whole night. I had to get rid of the candy because nobody wanted the candy. But I also put these glow-in-the-dark bracelets that say, it's the Matthew scripture, like Jesus is the light, or what does it say? What is that, Matthew? I can't remember now.
Google it.
I'm so terrible with
Don't say that.
my
Words
memory.
are everything. That's what they talked about not the entire, but a lot at Solex. You're talking about vibrational frequencies, like what you say. And I mean, we all
About
struggle with that
yourself.
about anybody.
Yeah.
Like negative stuff going into the environment it's like bad prayer.
Yeah, you're
Talking
right.
about like evil and good. It's like, man, what you speak, spoken word is everything.
You're right, because you're thinking that.
And they measure that stuff. They show you like this is what happens. Like if you say positive things and positive things happen, you are the light. If you bring
All right,
it,
I have the best memory in the world. It'll come to me. I have a lot going on in there. So anyway, it was really cool, and all the kids loved the bracelets because they glowed in the dark. And they're like, "Oh, look, it's a scripture," and they just thought it was so neat. And I had those little tiny Jesuses. I call them baby Jesuses. That everybody hands out with a little sash that says Jesus loves you. I handed those out too. They were gone. I mean, everybody loved them. So this year, no candy. That stuff's bad for you anyway. And it's expensive. It's horrible. And I'm like feeding this to kids, So I want to be the good influence, put out good frequency. We bought, and of course, I buy hot dogs, but they're like nitrate free, all that. Yes, kosher. They're more expensive,
Yeah.
but you know what? God will
that
bless
other
me.
stuff is poison too. I mean, the hot dogs that aren't made right are like some of the worst products you could
Correct.
possibly put in your body. It's like embalming fluid and just
Yeah.
byproducts.
I used my Yucca app last year and
Good for
bought the
you.
more expensive ones. Of course,
Why don't you tell people about that real quick?
the Yucca app.
Or the other ones like it, but that one's the one you use. Yeah, go.
Which one? I didn't know there was any other ones.
Just go with that one.
Okay, so I know that there's a website I go to. It's like EW something. You can look up like beauty products.
The app is free. Stick with that. It's easy.
The app is so easy. So, and it's not 100% accurate, but it's better than nothing. We're going to say mejor que
It's
nada.
extremely good.
Mejor que nada is what my husband always says. Better than nothing, right? The app will tell you all the toxic chemicals and ingredients in every single product that you can scan.
And it has a barcode, you're good.
If it has a barcode. So obviously when you buy like meat from the deli or if you buy fruit and vegetables, they're not going to be on there. You shouldn't have extra ingredients in those. I mean, you're going to have pesticides or other things on those. You should buy organic if you can and grass-fed and all that stuff. But the crackers, the snacks, the yogurt, all this stuff that you think is healthy, Giovanni.
Salads are not very safe because they're raised with glyphosate. The organic stuff can be washed, but it's on the outside. All the rest of the stuff is embedded in it. But go ahead, sorry.
And then they put on the salad, the pre-made salads that you buy, they put a chemical on it so it doesn't turn brown. Or like baby carrots. They have a ton of toxic chemicals. Yes. You're not supposed to eat baby carrots.
And stuff like
you're
that.
only supposed to buy whole organic carrots because everything that's in the ground, like carrots, potatoes, whatever like grows in the soil has the highest amount of pesticides. So, or like strawberries that are super exposed near the ground that don't have any kind of skin. But when you get to like bananas and oranges and things like that, they're not near as high in pesticides as the stuff in the ground. So when you're buying potatoes and carrots and stuff like that, not only do the carrots, baby carrots, have that on them from being in the ground, but then they add more chemicals. So when they, for whatever reason, they put some kind of chemical on the baby carrots. I don't know what it is, but I read all about this and it was like
My sister was telling me a little bit about it. The main thing she said it has something like a bleach or something like that on it. But
they won't sell baby carrots in other countries. So if they don't sell it in Europe, don't eat it. Period. End of story. The beauty products, shampoo, lotion, soaps, laundry detergent is not on the Yucca app, but come on, guys. Like, use your brain. We make our laundry detergent. It's super easy. It's like Epsom salt, baking soda. We use borax because borax is all natural. It's been around for over 100 years.
Mom's big on that. She swears by borax.
It works great. You mix it all together because the Epsom salt helps sterilize and it helps kind of soften. And then you've got the baking soda, which, and then we put vinegar in the little pull out. So you put the powder in the machine and then you put in the pull out, we put vinegar. And then in our dryer, we have the balls, little wool balls. And then you put
I tried using
essential
some oils
oils
on some of my stuff and it messed some stuff up. So I don't use the balls, but
you might have gotten some bad ones. I've had some
and
that
it like pulls the clothes apart, like makes them have little bumps all over.
are they
them.
wool? 100% wool?
I used wool and a little rubber one. The rubber ones were real bad.
Don't use the rubber ones, but I use the wool ones. They should be fine. I use them all. I've been using them for years, but we put essential oils on them.
Almost all my clothes are tech fiber clothes, which I spent my whole life getting, which I need to get rid of them all. I want to go linen. I want to switch it on. It's such a hard move. It's like these things you can stretch, you can work out them, you can go to church, you can do all the things. It lasts for
horrible
really
frequency,
good, but they're bad on your body. It's so bad. I need to make that move and actually just get rid of it all and switch.
Yep. Yeah, and make sure you wash your clothes at least once before you wear them because there's a lot of chemicals on them. So wash them really good the first time.
I had a new pair of jeans I thought about wearing here, but they weren't washed yet. So I was like, yep, can't do that.
No.
Literally. Before I came here today.
You end up in hives, man. They put so many chemicals. But yeah, I'm real big on cotton. Obviously, I'm wearing a cotton shirt. I found a cotton shirt, sweater yesterday. I was like, it's 100% cotton. I'm buying this. It's marked down too. I'm like, cool. But yeah, that affects your frequency. It even says it in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It says in the Bible.
Linen and wool, don't mix them. Yeah.
Don't mix them. But it doesn't say anything about synthetic fiber because they didn't have synthetic fiber back then. But science has proven that all these polyesters and rayons and all this stuff, it's all tiny microplastics that get into your skin. and it affects you negatively. It causes all kinds of autoimmune and all kinds of stuff.
I studied the whole stuff with Monsanto's and the herbicide. That only their grass would grow, nothing else. Like on the golf course when all that stuff happened with Chloe, and what it said is like the powder, like whenever that material, and they actually use it as a foam when they spray it, but when it like hits soil or grass, it goes into it, and like a plant, it has to go into it and it has to go all the way through it. You can't get rid of it by washing it. So the same thing is with our skin. So like the little bits of that powder that dries, it doesn't absorb into the grass, can literally go a football field away from the golf course and actually can touch your skin, and it's going to have to go all the way through your skin. You can't wash it off. It attaches, and it actually has to be brought through the system to get out of your body.
Yeah, because your skin, what people don't understand is it's the largest organ on your body. It's your epidermis is showing. Remember we used to say things like that in school? Well, your epidermis is your skin and is the largest organ of your body. It is an organ. Yeah. And everything that touches your skin, everything in the air, everything in the water, everything on your clothing, your perfume, your deodorant. Why do we wear perfume? Why? I remember wearing like the mall one time walking through, and Jaron started spraying cologne, like one of the samples. And Kaysen's over there going, "Stop spraying that cancer spray on me." And I was like, ugh. These people already know I'm woo-woo.
Well, the interstitial tissues and stuff like that is like massive communication systems. Like, like they used to just tear that stuff out with some of the fascia and that kind of stuff. They would just tear it out, say it was like null and void and didn't matter. And then that's how that actually communicates what your body needs between organs and brains and all this stuff. And like when we're using the different frequencies of light, and we're using like the Rife and those kind of things, like what it's doing is it actually is cleansing all that stuff. It's actually resetting all that stuff.
Gotcha. But then if you go back and start using it again, so you're using Tide.
Well, I'm just talking about like in general, like, yeah. I don't think it's going to take the dead cells from that stuff out is what it's going to do.
Yeah, but if you continue to use all these products, you're using lotion from Bath and Body Works and you're spraying on this $300 cologne and you're using Tide to wash your clothes, and you're using all these chemicals in your house to clean. You're using Fabuloso. Oh, I was so mad. I hired this clean lady. I told her, do not use chemicals in my house. Only use the stuff that I already have here. Came home and my entire house smelled so rank from Fabuloso. I wanted to throw up. Like I almost could barely sleep at night because the smell bothered me so bad because I'm so used to not smelling it that it affects me so drastically because my body is clean. Like I don't have these chemicals in my house. And so I think people are so used to it that they don't realize it, how bad it really is.
If we stop buying it, that stuff will go away.
That's right. The only way to get rid of it is to stop buying it. People are like, what am I supposed to buy? Everything's bad. I hear this crap all the time. This cop out, which really irritates me. I don't say anything. I don't react, but inside I'm screaming and I just want to scream at people. They're like, everything's bad for you. It's not. And it's actually not that hard to change now in this day and age.
I mean, even if you buy stuff like that, you can buy better brands that have at least are better than that, right?
10, 15 years ago, when I went on this rabbit hole and started throwing out all this stuff and stopped using all this stuff, there wasn't hardly any options. None. Thank God. Healthy Living or whatever it's called. Is it Healthy Living?
Which?
The essential oils company. Young Living was around. And they're really the ones who really got me on. My friends who were they were like rich. Their husbands were like doctors and all this stuff. And they were all using the Young Living and they were health nuts. That's
frequency-based big time. I mean, that stuff is so helpful and works so good. And,
yeah, they got me hooked on it. And then that Human Experiment movie or documentary came out from Sean Penn. And I watched that. And I was like...
Is there any way to get access to it?
You can look for it on the internet. If you can find it. It pops up once in a while and then it gets taken down. Why? There's nothing bad in it. It's literally just them talking about what we're talking about, but they're talking about why these chemicals are still here, which is the top 3 biggest chemical companies in the United States. Let me tell you who number 1 is. I don't remember the name of the company, but it's the company that makes fire retardant that they put on furniture and all kinds of stuff. But furniture is the main one, which they don't allow it in any country except the United States. They are the wealthiest chemical company in the U.S. It is proven 100% to cause cancer, 100% proven. And it's never been proven that it prevents fire, ever. Not even one single study.
That stuff was like in Gatorade or something, wasn't it?
It's in all kinds of stuff.
I mean, so that little girl like fought with them to get that the actual ingredients released years ago.
Oh, we know we're putting it in our food. Like, who
That's
knows?
what it was. It was that one of the fire retardants. It was the same one. It was definitely a fire retardant. It was actually in
I'm
Gatorade
sure.
to make the color stay balanced.
How do you become the wealthiest chemical company in the United States for one product? And why are we putting this on our furniture? It literally doesn't. Have you ever went to a house that burned down and saw the furniture still sitting there? It's not a Yeti. Now, I know Yetis. Let me tell you, they still find Yetis. Like, a car will catch on fire and they'll get the Yeti out and it'll still have ice in it.
Huh.
No lie. This is true. This happened to a friend of mine. His car caught on fire, and when they pulled his Yeti cup out, it still had ice in it. He took a picture of it and posted it on Facebook because he thought it was so cool. Yeti sent him, like, he filled his garage full of crap because they were like, thank you so much, because they used it.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
It was great. It was when it kind of first started. And so before they really, 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 really got big, they were kind of like, only rich people knew who they were. And he was a very wealthy guy. Really, really nice guy. But anyway, but the furniture, there's no proof whatsoever, ever, does not prevent fire at all. If anything, it probably creates fire. It's a chemical. Like, hello. And it's highly toxic.
So it's like a varnish or varnish coating? Like, what is that?
It's just something that they put on the furniture to prevent fire. This is a chemical that they spray on all the furniture. All couches. I think they put on mattresses. They put on... So you got to buy...
So they're doing that to make people sick. Because your skin's on it.
It's evil. It's pure 100% evil. There's no other explanation. And why does our government allow it when they know this? So the movie or the documentary by Sean Penn, it's in that documentary. And he's in like the Senate or these different places where there's lobbyists trying to ask them questions, and they're secretly recording.
And you want to open a can of worms. Maybe we talk about Charlie Kirk.
Go ahead. I
don't really know.
I don't have any rules.
I
Do you have any rules about that?
I don't really follow that stuff that much, but it's like as soon as he started about
I like talking about it because it's public radio. But
we're not supposed to talk about politics or religion.
Okay.
You can talk about facts and your opinion a little bit, but we have to be careful. So.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll skip it for now.
I mean,
it's just the stuff that he said and then the stuff that happens. Like, just the timelines of stuff is wild to me. But
anybody can figure that out. It has a brain. If you can, 1 + 1 = what?
To some people, 5.
2. What does 2 + 2 equal?
They had this interesting thing.
No, I'm serious. What does 2 + 2 equal?
2 + 2? 4?
Fish. If you take 2 2s, it makes a fish.
Okay.
Sorry. Had to throw that joke in there.
Right.
I got to lighten the subject a little bit because
you're good.
I've been very emotional. I talked to Clint Strom, who has a show here, about Charlie this morning. Not actually an hour before I came on. And we're both very affected by it.
Dick just doesn't want a shot at.
He wants to keep his job. And I want him to keep his job. And I want to keep my job. So that's why I asked permission.
Fair enough. All right.
I had a retired police officer who teaches gun safety and concealed weapon class. She was on my show the 2 days after that happened. We mentioned it, but she didn't want to talk about it either. It's very emotional. But let me tell you,
change the subject.
He had 2 million followers when he died. The next day, he had 10 million. Now he's up to, I don't even know now. It's like, it's been just doubling. Not to mention, he has like 45,000 applications now to get his debates or whatever in colleges. 45,000 applications. Is that not insane? So yes, what happened is extremely tragic. and it hurts my heart to the core. I could not stop. The tears would not stop flowing. Let me just tell you, period. But anything bad, if you actually pay attention, anything bad that happens or that God allows to happen, good things come from it. If it was done for a reason. And I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. And I think, case in point.
Well, truth always
nobody knew. A lot of people didn't know who he was.
To the top.
Well, nobody knew who he was. And now everybody knows who he is. And that would not have happened right now if he had not been killed. And that makes me wonder what's coming. What is God trying to do? Is he building his army? Because there's so many people that got baptized, that switched sides. It's just changed a lot of people's minds, and for the better, I think. Now, that's my opinion. I'm not here to preach politics. I'm not a politician. I don't like politics. I hate that we're divided. I hate that there's a Republican and Democratic side. I don't claim to be either side. I will never claim to be on either side.
Uniting together is the key.
But I support goodness, and I support kindness, and I support truth, and I support freedom of speech, and I support freedom of human rights, and I do not support anything against that. And I don't care what you believe. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care if you believe in Jesus. I don't care if you believe in God. As long as you support those things and you're not hurting others, who cares? That's why it's supposed to be a free country. That's why we're supposed to have these rights. That's what this country was built upon, is being able to respect and have debates and act like adults and have respect for each other and agree to disagree. But people can't do that anymore. They're incapable. They're so emotional about things that don't even apply to them. Like, a lot of times people will be fighting. You'll see this lady over here fighting for something that isn't even have anything to do with her. And I'm like, why? Why do you want to fight everybody? Why do you want to act like a Karen?
No pun intended. No
pun intended. I can say that. I actually said that in Bible study this week. I said, she was acting like a total Karen. That lady on the plane, did you see that?
I said
the
that
guy was sitting there with their.
I said that the other day with you, not even thinking about it. You're like, wait a second.
You did do that. That's okay. You're my friend. You can do that. But he was wearing this hat, and it says something she didn't like on it because she was on the other side, and she's sitting next to him, and she's like, I'm not sitting here. I can't sit here on a plane. I can't sit. And he was like, ma'am, I'm sorry. And he tried to calm her down, and he touched her arm, and she's like, oh my God, security, he assaulted me. She's acting like a lunatic. And I'm like, oh my God, she's acting like a total Karen. Now, I don't act like that, nor do I know any person named Karen who's ever acted like that. Nobody has ever been actually named Karen. Actually, the first lady's name was Kate Gosling. The other lady's name was Carol Baskins. It's never been a Karen, actually. So I don't know what. It was a Dane Cook that ruined her name, by the way. But anyway,
what?
Dane Cook, the comedian, his whole career tanked right after that. So karma got him. So
who's Carmen?
Yeah, right. But anyway, we got off subject. So
Carmen,
you have all this new technology. You've been doing the AO scans for a while. Everything affects your frequency, and you are really good.
All tied to emotions, but keep going.
You're really good at tying to emotions, tying to health, tying to all the things that affect your frequency. You have a really good broad understanding of all those things.
You have a team too.
You have a team. So if you don't know something. I focus on
soft tissue. I focus on, I know enough about those things. I've studied nutrition. I've done those things, but I can give that stuff over to either one of the nurses or to the nutritionist, and they can do it so much faster than me. It'd take me 2 or 3 hours, and they do it in 15, 20 minutes. It's a waste of my time at this point. So I focus on the soft tissue. I can look at the ligaments, tendons.
But they can come to you.
The comp stuff, yeah.
And you can point everybody in the right direction because you do have a broad understanding of all these things.
Yeah.
I have a broad understanding, and I can direct them to you. Or I have a handful of people that I know that are the neurologists and different people that are, on those paths. And then I'm sure you saw that Ways to Well. Do you follow Ways to Well? Which is a health program. I should share that with you.
Yeah, please.
It's a guy that was he worked for pharmaceutical companies as a rep. out of college. And he started realizing how corrupt they were and how bad things were and yada yada. And he left and became a whistleblower. And now he's teaming up with RFK and speaking in front of all these people and the government and FDA. And they tried to make a clown out of him. And he won't break. But he started Ways to Well, which is it's kind of like a health insurance. It's not health insurance, but it's like a health program that you can be a part of, and they direct you kind of in the right direction. And they try to find the core source, and they believe in all these things. And but they're actually licensed MDs and licensed nurses, so they're not just some hippie that has no education and is like, oh yeah, do this. These are educated people in the medical field that have said enough is enough. This is all BS. And we're going to do better. And they've switched. A lot of people are switching to functional medicine.
Right.
And some of them are starting to take insurance now because they are MDs.
Yeah.
But they can treat you.
We have all these doctors. We got doctors on board with Solex now. So, that was a big game changer. I have doctors I've been talking to for a long time, trying to get them on board. And they're like, oh my gosh, that's going to mess with our stuff. And now I'm like, these doctors are the same. These are MDs or surgeons. These are the same people that are here helping us now. So it's like that kind of changes the dynamics a bunch.
It's changed a lot just in the last couple of years. I
want to say something about RFK.
Yeah.
So when he came here for the marathon, to see his nephew, I had friends that told me he was there because I wanted to meet with Trump because my world mission and my why is to change the world's view of health and wellness. So I was like really excited about talking to him about that. Right. So Mark Keogh, our county judge, told me, and Jason, his guy, were like, yeah, he's up here. We can come say hi or whatever. And so I was trying to come find him because I just wanted to tell him about my focus, right? Because I know he's about health and wellness. I want to meet him. And so I have this dog that's a service dog that's retired now. It wasn't mine. It was somebody else's. The dog was a seizure alert dog. I don't know if you've ever seen Cassian. And he was with me, and I didn't have his jacket on him or any of that kind of stuff.
I've seen pictures of him.
Yeah, well, I was like, so what happened was I waited hours to see him. And we were on the waterway, and I had the dog with me, and he's with people, and I was trying to be really respectful and not be rude. And I was like, I wanted to go talk to him and just tell him and say hi or whatever, and that was it. Because people kept telling me, you need to meet him, not Trump. I go meet RFK. And then he was right there. It's like, okay, the time was perfect. I waited hours and hours and hours, and I found the app to track his nephew. So I was waiting to see where he would come around. It was perfect timing, perfect everything, but I was being respectful. He had all kinds of security and all this kind of stuff all around him. It was really cool. And I was waiting for him to come by before I said anything. And he actually ran with his nephew. And then he ran into the restaurant with all the security crew. And I had the dog without the jacket. So I was like, crap.
Aww.
So I didn't even meet him.
Well, there'll be more.
My neighbor met him at 24-hour fitness. All these things happened. And I was like, man, I missed that one. I tried so hard.
Well, there'll be more.
I need to write him a letter anyways, just explain. So
yeah,
I should have done that a long time ago. So
maybe he'll come back. Or maybe he'll come to Dallas.
Or maybe he'll hear this or somebody will tell him.
So, yeah, post it.
There we go. That's what
you have to clip it and post it. I was teaching somebody today how to clip and post from YouTube videos.
Oh, nice.
With this AI. It's an AI software you just download, and it's pretty easy. It's just a website, really. You just drop the link, cuts them, puts all the captions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty. But it is I think it's $40 or $50 a month.
Sounds productive.
So worth it.
Teach me.
So worth it. But yeah, I'm not a big techie person. I leave that up to the experts. But yeah, they won't. We're out of time.
Okay.
But I really appreciate you coming on today.
It's been beautiful, yeah.
And we'll just keep having you on because you're going to keep getting more information. You're going to keep getting updates.
So much to share.
This machine is moving very fast right now because people are actually starting to open their eyes to it. And I think it's going to start. Yeah. Especially with AI. And AI scares me a little bit, but I think it can be used for good. Just like the internet.
Everything can be used for good, bad or good. So
yeah, that is true. There's always a war over your soul. So you better wake up and realize. And I think a lot of people woke up when Charlie was shot.
Well, I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you, Lone Star Community Radio. Thank you, Dick. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Come back on. We'll see you soon.
We'll do that.
Have a good weekend, y'all.
Blessings. Bye-bye.
Bless.